Have you ever sensed that your body is trying to communicate something, but you just can't quite decode it? Maybe it's a stubborn ache, a weird tightness, or an illness that seems to appear from nowhere without any clear reason. Carl Jung believed that the body is more than just a biological machine. It's a mirror of the psyche. Every symptom, every sensation, every flare-up isn't random. It's a message from your unconscious, urging you to pay attention. But here's the issue. Most people don't listen. They brush off the signals, medicate the discomfort, normalize the pain, or worse, learn to live with it, assuming suffering is just part of being human. They overlook something crucial. The body rarely breaks down without cause. Illness and pain often emerge when something deep inside is misaligned, when healing, release, or recognition is being ignored. In this video, we're decoding the body's secret language, the symbolic way your inner world reaches you through your physical one. We'll explore how unresolved emotions, long-buried traumas, and blocked energy often reveal themselves through symptoms. And most importantly, I'll show you how to begin healing at the root, not just managing the pain, but understanding its source. Stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn here might completely shift how you relate to your body, your health, and your emotional life. Let's begin with the idea that the body is a mirror of the soul. Every part of you holds meaning. There are no random aches. Pain, discomfort, and tension tend to surface during moments of inner unrest, emotional overload, spiritual disconnection, or psychological strain. Think about the last time you had a headache. Were you juggling too much? Mentally exhausted? Anxious? Headaches often reflect mental overwhelm. Your mind is overloaded and your body is waving the red flag. That's the mind-body connection Jung spoke about. When emotions are repressed, when you don't feel, express, or process them, they don't just disappear. They find another way out. Jung once said, "What is not made conscious will manifest as fate." In the body, what isn't emotionally processed often shows up as physical discomfort. But instead of listening, many of us cover the pain and carry on. We treat symptoms, not the source. And over time, that suppression turns into chronic suffering. The real issue isn't just the pain. It's the habit of tuning out what the body is trying to say. Healing, then, isn't about being free from pain. It's about decoding it. It's about hearing the deeper story behind each symptom. If your headaches won't stop, maybe it's not about painkillers. It's your mind asking for rest. If your chest feels tight, maybe it's not just stress. It's your heart needing attention. Not every solution lies outside of you. Sometimes, healing begins when you simply pause, breathe, let go of the unrealistic pressure you've placed on yourself, and begin listening again. Because the truth is, your body has been trying to tell you the truth all along, and your intuition already knows it. The real question is, are you listening? Let's talk about the silent weight you carry, the burden of unspoken emotions. Your neck and shoulders aren't just holding up your body, they're holding up your emotional world too. Carl Jung believed that what we repress doesn't vanish, it simply finds another way to speak. And for many of us, the body becomes its voice. Think about it. How often does your neck tighten when you feel stuck? When you're resisting change? When you're clinging to beliefs or situations that no longer serve you? That stiffness might not just be physical. It could be your soul's way of saying, you need to loosen your grip, not only on your muscles, but on the illusion of control. Flexibility in your thoughts, more acceptance in your life's unfolding. And what about your shoulders? Their message is often even more direct. Maybe you're the one holding everything together, the reliable one, the strong one. You carry the load for everyone else, but who carries you? Many of us were taught that strength means doing it all alone, that needing help is a weakness. But here's the truth. Real strength lies in surrender, in knowing when to release the burden, in understanding that you are allowed to rest. Here's a gentle practice. When you feel the weight becoming too much, close your eyes. Picture yourself setting that invisible burden down, just for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel what it's like to exist without carrying the world. That breath alone is a reminder. Life is not just about endurance. It's also about allowing yourself to be held. Now, let's move to the arms and hands, the parts of you that give and receive. These are your tools of creation. Through them, you reach out, offer love, express yourself, shape the world. But when pain or stiffness shows up in your arms or hands, ask yourself, is there balance in how I give and receive? Are you someone who gives endlessly but freezes when it's your turn to receive? So many people pour love, care, energy into others, but when it's offered to them, they feel unworthy, awkward, even guilty. That ache in your arms might be your body saying, you've been giving too much, and you haven't let yourself receive. And the hands, they symbolize your ability to hold on and to let go. Is there something you're gripping too tightly? A relationship, a belief, an old version of yourself? We often hold on because we're afraid of the unknown, afraid of losing control. But life is movement, and resisting that flow only creates inner tension. Try this small exercise. Slowly open your hands, then close them. Do this a few times, consciously. As you open, imagine releasing what no longer serves you. As you close, imagine welcoming in something new, something aligned with who you're becoming. Because real transformation begins the moment you trust the flow and stop fighting it. Now, let's come to the chest, your sacred emotional core. This is more than just a space in your body. It's the temple of your deepest feelings. Every breath you take carries a memory. Every heartbeat echoes old stories. And when the chest tightens, aches, or feels heavy, it's often not just physical, it's emotional. It might be grief that was never expressed, a loss you never fully accepted, a heartbreak still lingering in silence. So many walk through life with an invisible pressure on their chest. They smile, they work, they cope. But inside, something is begging to be felt. Something is aching to be seen. Your chest might be holding on to an unspoken goodbye, a repressed sorrow, a long-forgotten longing. And the more you suppress it, the louder it becomes through your breath, your energy, your inability to connect deeply with yourself or others. Jung taught us that healing doesn't come through avoidance. It comes through integration. That means feeling, really feeling what's in your heart, not running from it. So try this. Place your hand gently over your chest. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I still holding here? What truth have I been afraid to face? This isn't about fixing yourself. You're not broken. It's about remembering that your body is your greatest ally. It speaks to you in the language of sensation, and it never lies. The body speaks, even when the voice goes silent. Every ache, every tension, every recurring pain is not random. It's an invitation, a call to return to yourself, to reconnect with what you've buried, to begin again from within. Carl Jung believed that what we refuse to feel doesn't disappear. It becomes the shadow. That hidden part of our psyche that quietly shapes our behavior, our choices, and yes, our pain. Ask yourself, How many times have you felt a sharp knot in your chest when a painful memory surfaced? How many times have you swallowed your words, silenced your truth, just to keep the peace? That tightness in your chest, it might not be just physical. It might be the weight of feeling unheard, the pressure of carrying unspoken truths. Maybe it's the burden of living for others, always trying to meet expectations that were never truly yours. But your heart was never meant to carry what doesn't belong to it. It was made to beat freely, to feel deeply, to guide you with intuition and clarity. So if you're carrying a persistent heaviness in your chest, try this. Take time alone. Journal the words you've never spoken. Let your truth spill onto the page, even if no one ever sees it. Cry if you need to. Tears are not weakness, they're sacred. A natural release that the soul gives the body when words fail. And when you let your heart exhale, your body follows. Peace rushes in where pressure once lived. Now, let's shift to the back, the foundation of your being. When life feels too heavy, this is often where the pain lands. The upper back tends to hold the weight of emotional responsibility, especially when you're the one always holding everyone else up. You become the backbone for others, but forget to care for your own. You show up, hold it together, keep smiling, but deep down, you're exhausted. Jung once said, "The heaviest burden is the unfulfilled life." And that includes the life you're pretending to live for others. So if your upper back is tight, ask yourself, whose expectations am I carrying? What roles have I taken on that no longer serve me? Now the lower back. It holds different energy. Here lies your deepest fears. Fear of instability, fear of lack, fear of what's coming next. When we worry about money, security, or control, this is where it lands. Try this visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine you're wearing a heavy backpack filled with all your fears. Now picture yourself slowly, gently setting it down. Feel yourself standing taller. Say aloud, "I don't have to carry it all. I trust life to support me." Relief doesn't always come from massages or stretches. Sometimes it comes from surrender. And now, let's move downward to your legs and feet, the parts of you that move you forward or hold you back. Leg pain, fatigue, or heaviness often means this: you're resisting a step. Maybe you're stuck in indecision. Maybe you know it's time to move on from a relationship, a habit, a job, but fear has frozen you in place. Jung said it best: what you resist persists. That resistance doesn't just live in your mind, it settles into your body. So if your legs feel heavy, ask, what am I afraid to move toward? What part of my life is asking for motion, but I keep stalling? And the feet, your anchor. They root you to the earth. They are your compass. Persistent foot pain might mean you've lost your direction, or that you're walking a path that doesn't truly belong to you. Maybe it's time to change course, to step off the road of should and onto the road of truth. In many spiritual traditions, the feet are sacred. They are not just physical, they're symbolic. They represent your presence in the now. So if your feet ache, your body might be calling you back to the present, back to your path, back to you. Sometimes, the body is asking us to stop fearing the future and start trusting the unfolding of life. Here's a simple but powerful practice. Take off your shoes. Walk barefoot, slowly. Feel the texture of the earth beneath your feet. Imagine roots extending from the soles of your feet deep into the ground. This grounding exercise can bring you back into the present moment. It restores emotional balance and reminds your nervous system, you are safe. Ask yourself, what do I need to release in order to move forward freely? Because often, the problem isn't a lack of opportunity, It's the fear of embracing it. Let me tell you a story. In a quiet mountain village lived an old healer. He wasn't famous, he wasn't loud, but he carried a rare gift. He could hear the body's silent language. One day, a young man arrived, wincing in pain. "I've tried everything," the young man said, clutching his back. "Nothing helps." The healer didn't speak. He simply looked at him and asked, "Who are you carrying on your back?" The question hit the young man like a thunderclap. In that silence, something within him cracked open. He realized he'd spent his life carrying guilt, responsibilities, expectations that weren't his, living for others, burying his own needs. The healer handed him a piece of paper. "Write it all down," he said. "Every weight you've been holding, every unspoken sorrow." And so he did. Then the healer told him, "Now burn it." As the paper turned to ash, a strange lightness entered his body. Not just in his back, but in his soul. That's the power of letting go. That's the wisdom the body offers, if we're willing to listen. And over time, the young man's pain disappeared. Not because the fire was magical, but because he had finally released what was silently breaking him from within. You see, pain is never just physical. Every ache, every tension is often a whisper from the unconscious. A message from within that you've ignored for too long. The body is not a malfunctioning machine. It's a living, intelligent being. It speaks, and sometimes it's not asking for a prescription. It's asking you to listen. Because real healing doesn't always come from medicine. It comes from releasing what weighs us down. The guilt we never named. The grief we avoided. The stories we believed about not being enough. So ask yourself, what could I release today? What emotional burden has lived in your body for far too long? Here's the truth. If you only treat the symptom, the pain will return, again and again, louder each time, because your unconscious is asking to be seen. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. It will direct your life and you will call it fat. The emotions we avoid don't disappear. They become the patterns that define us. They become the pain we can't explain, the anxiety that never leaves, the heaviness we carry without understanding why. You can take every supplement, every prescription, but if you never ask, what am I really feeling here? Then the root stays untouched. That's why the true beginning of healing isn't physical. It's emotional. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, go inward. Ask yourself, what emotion have I refused to feel? What truth have I buried so deeply my body had to scream it out for me? Maybe it's sadness, maybe it's rage, maybe it's the fear of being unlovable. Whatever it is, feel it. Not to fix it, but to understand it. And if you're ready, if you truly feel it in your heart, type this in the comments. I release myself. Let it be more than words. Let it be a promise to your soul, to your future, to your freedom. And the next time your shoulders tighten or your chest aches, pause, breathe. Ask your body, what are you trying to tell me? Because every pain is a message, every tension is a teacher, and every discomfort is an invitation, not to suffer, but to awaken. Don't numb it. Don't push it aside. Don't silence the very voice that's trying to save you. Your body is your ally. It's not fighting you, it's fighting for you. Now I want to hear from you. What part of your body has been speaking to you lately? And what emotion do you believe lives there? Leave a comment. Share your truth. You never know who might be waiting to hear that they're not alone. And if you made it to this part of the video, type the phrase conscious healing, so I know you're part of this inner journey with me. and I'll send you a special message in the next one. If this spoke to your heart, if it gave you a moment of insight or peace, subscribe and turn on notifications. We're just getting started. And remember, healing isn't a destination. It's a path, and you're already walking it.